Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lynett and it's a tourism channel where we talk about tourism, travel, all those amazing things. So in our midst, we have the amazing Sir Jonathan Benaiah.
Amazing. Oh.
Yeah, but before we go any further, if it's your first time on my channel, feel free to subscribe over there. Check out the different videos that I have, and let's dive right in. Hi Jonathan.
Hi Lynett, thanks for having me.
Thank you, thank you. Oh my God, I had to run after Jonathan. I had to literally run after him. Jonathan, thank you.
My apologies. I know it's sometimes hard to get me on screen.
You are a very busy man.
But it is a pleasure that we get to share some time together, despite these COVID times.
Yes, true.
But thanks for having me.
Thanks, Jonathan. Please feel free to introduce yourself to our viewers. Tell us more about yourself. Everything I don't want to get it all wrong, so just introduce yourself.
Okay, yeah, my name is Jonathan Benaiah. You could call me the Ugandan Tourist. I am a nature photographer, wildlife filmmaker. I am a travel writer as well. And what else am I? I'm a Manchester United fan.
Oh God!
Usually that gets me a couple of enemies wherever I go. And the last thing is I like my Rolex with a full nyanya mbisi and just the right amount of pepper.
Oh my God!
So that's me. That's Jonathan.
I didn't know it would go this far. Nyanya mbisi.
Nyanya mbisi.
Now we know, ladies. Nyanya mbisi. Okay, Jonathan. So you are a tourism personnel. We met in the tourism spaces, and you are very passionate about the travel industry, and you've done a lot of photography. So I want us to specialize on your photography work. How did you start to venture into photography in tourism? Was it first tourism, then photography? Was it photography first, then tourism? How did it happen? Tell us.
Well, I did go to school for tourism, so I did tourism course at the university.
Yes.
But I've grown up around cameras because my dad always had cameras around. Yeah, my tourism background is largely, it started from just being in school.
Yeah.
My photography
from an early age.
Origin does come from an early age. But I like to present myself as a creative, yeah, because as I did mention, I do write as well.
Yes.
And I just try to transfer my creative self in each and everything I do. So whether I'm writing, whether I'm taking photographs, whether I'm doing creating videos, it's just some creativity that I believe everyone has, that we have as a prime ingredient that we inherit from, of course, a creative God who created a beautiful world, heaven and earth. Yeah, so that's a bit about how I started. Now, when you say tourism photography, honestly, I've not been doing this for too long.
Yes.
Yeah, professionally not too long. I'd say about 2 years max. But I've been around cameras for a very long time. So I've been taking photos for fun for, I'd say, over 10 years. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so to dive deeper into your photography, your tourism photography journey.
Yes.
How did it, like these 2 years? Can you share with us some of the amazing collaborations you've had? You know, which amazing companies, organizations you have worked with. Yes. Where is your work hanging? Okay, let's first start with where is your work hanging?
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I'd say my aspirations are way through the roof. So I when you ask where's my work hanging, I would honestly want it to be everywhere. But I've been lucky to, maybe say lucky, but I've had people appreciate my work. I do not want to discuss the clients, but more maybe what we can talk about are the partners.
Yes, yes.
I've had some of my work hung at one of the banks here. That's Stanbic Bank, has a couple of my images in their hallway. I think that was like the first, like one of the first, if I could call them, projects that really kind of got people aware about this photographer. tourism
Jonathan.
photographer Jonathan Benaiah. Yeah, I was just saying I have some of my work at Stanbic Bank, but I've also, during this COVID period, of course, it's been unfortunate for people that have had the virus or lost people, and for those I really commiserate with them. But during the COVID period, I think I've been one of the most lucky Ugandan creators, if I could say.
True.
I've been able to benefit from a captive audience, that people have had plenty of couch time at home in the lockdown. Of course, it wasn't the funnest of times, but me being able to put out my content and just people being out there waiting for it to receive it. I think for a creative like myself, and maybe you as well, despite the bad vibe that COVID has had, there is that to smile about. So during the COVID period, I did, which probably is one of my most popular pieces, a clip called Visit Uganda Tomorrow. If you probably did see it on TV. It was on my YouTube channel. It was shared quite widely. Got over 1 million impressions across different platforms.
Wow.
And for someone like me who is really inspired by telling a story and telling it well, I think that did really well.
How did that make you feel as a person?
I'd say very satisfied. Honestly, I didn't expect the kind of vibe that it got. That it got from the people. And if you actually watch it, I edited that in a single day. I did.
Really?
Yeah, I did the audio on my phone. So when people played it on TV, when people watched it on YouTube, they were like, "No, there's no way."
You did it so fast. Yeah.
So there was Visit Uganda Tomorrow during the COVID period, which was basically a hope message for tourism. Yeah, for tourism. And then I also did release a documentary, maybe 2 months ago, with 3 other friends of mine who are also passionate about tourism, passionate about photography. We did a road trip around Uganda.
I know.
I see Lynett is changing her face.
You left me.
I know. Well, it's quite unfortunate that
it was a tight situation.
During the COVID period, we've had limitations on how a number of people you can have.
Oh God.
Not being able to gather in big quantities.
Quantity.
Yes. So anyway, that particular road trip was dubbed the best job ever.
Yes.
And it was just us trying to send a message of hope to both the tourists, but also people in the tourism business.
Yes.
That this industry that we all so dearly love still exists.
Yeah.
And it will definitely revamp. So just 2 weeks ago, I returned from another trip with 5 other creators, photographers and videographers. We did a round trip around Uganda, a month-long trip in partnership with Uganda Wildlife Authority, and a series of other partners. And for me, it was an opportunity to see the country yet again during this pandemic, just to see the many adjustments that have been made in the destination to kind of meet the COVID requirements, but also just seeing the smiles still being there, seeing the destinations even more alive, seeing the mountain gorilla babies, the elephant babies. For me,
life is coming.
I think there is definitely hope, and for a creative like myself, it's been a pleasure to tell some of those stories in a period where people have been really yearning for content.
Yes, yeah. So Jonathan, share with me your most memorable partnership or trip that you had. Then have to be where you created the most content, just the most memorable, and what is that thing that you experienced and you're like, wow,
Now that is always a hard one, because I am in the tourism space. So being on the road, honestly, it's almost every day you're hit by amazing moments, and it's like whenever you return to the town, of course you come back tired, but the next day you pretty much feel like a fish that's been pulled out of the water. You want to
go back so fast.
Yeah, so it might be very hard for me to choose like a best trip or experience, but maybe I'd say best destination for myself.
Okay.
Definitely has to be up northeast.
Kidepo?
The northeastern corner of Uganda. That's, of course, includes Kidepo Valley National Park.
I noticed you have so many images of that place.
I don't have to speak too much about it. Yeah, for me it's the entire Karamoja area, and just how rich in diversity. You have the culture, you have
the wildlife,
the stunning landscape, you have the wildlife, of course, in Kidepo. And for a photographer like myself or a content creator, it makes my work easy. Yeah, so I really like it up north. Yeah, so it's hard for me to choose the best trip. I'll maybe think about that again.
Memorable, okay, memorable.
Most memorable trip. I remember.
Yes.
I think maybe one of the most memorable trips was a farm trip that kind of kick-started me into what I'm doing now.
Oh, okay.
So that was a farm trip that we did with one of the lodges in Marshall Falls National Park. It's probably like 2 or 3 years ago.
Wow.
Pakuba Safari Lodge. And that's where I took one of my most shared images. It's a photo of a leopard just opening wide its mouth, and at that point is where so many people, I think, like really woke up to, hey, is this guy called Jonathan Benaiah? Oh,
his images are crazy.
Takes amazing images, yeah. So maybe that could be one of the memorable experiences, yeah.
Okay, thank you, Jonathan. So, as we conclude this, what are some of your plans for the post-COVID? How has it affected you as a creative? Yeah, you've had a lot of wins, but are there some things you have, like things that you have woken up to because of the COVID? You know, as you've gotten all these wins, are there steps you have made? You know, like, and what are you planning for in the future as a tourism photographer?
Yeah. Well, I'm definitely reaching out to a couple of international media players.
Yeah, actually, sorry, I had to also ask you.
Yes.
Who are your role models in this industry?
Well, my role models, I'd mentioned 3.
Yes.
The first one would be Sir David Attenborough, who is very well accomplished natural narrator. He's been around the world, he's been everywhere, he's been to the gorillas, and he currently narrates for a couple of documentaries on BBC. So I follow him a lot, and I learn a lot from what he does. The other person is a British photographer. He's called Barad Lucas. He's been to Uganda before. If you know that photo of a lion on a rock in Kidepo, which everyone says looks almost like Lion King. That was a photo by Barad Lucas. So I stalk him on Instagram like every single day.
Wow.
Just to learn from him. Then the third person would be someone that really inspired me into doing YouTube content. I did have my channel around when I was still in S5, so it's been around for over 10 years, but I only got a bit more active like 2 years ago, and that was because of a Canadian creator called Peter McKinnon. You should look him up if you want to venture into content creation, especially as a photographer and videographer. Please look for Peter McKinnon. So those 3 people, David Attenborough, Barad Lucas, and Peter McKinnon would be the guys that I look up to.
Okay. Thank you very much. So the other question now.
The question
what
about
are your plans, future plans,
what I'm working on.
Yes, what should we look out for?
Well, definitely, I do have heavy hard drives, so definitely a lot more content on my social media platforms. I do write for a couple of magazines, so there's so many pending stories that I will be putting out as well. Of course, my blog does exist as well, YouTube channel, so it's limitless. And I just got contacted by an international, I cannot mention names. There is a media outlet that has reached out to a couple of creatives around the continent to tell
African
story.
Hey,
so I am lucky to be one of them.
Ugandan story.
I will tell that story from a Ugandan
point of view.
Perspective.
That is beautiful.
Yeah, I cannot really divulge too much at this point, but I am also equally elated and excited about that. Yeah.
Hey, mama.
Hey, mama.
That is so beautiful. Yeah. Jonathan, where can people find you on different social media platforms, your YouTube channel? Tell us, we want to follow you.
Jonathan Benaiah. I don't want to be like these guys who say, Google me. Yeah, but surely if
you Google me.
Yeah, if you Google Jonathan Benaiah, I'll be among the top results. I make a lot of noise online. Of course, productive noise. So Jonathan Benaiah, Aha Jonathan, that is AHA. I think Lynett will probably put it in the description.
Yes. Oh yeah, definitely.
Will you be so nice to do that?
Oh, please. I'm going to put all the links of his Facebook, of his Instagram, of his YouTube channel. All of them are in the description below.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And
of your blog too.
My blog as well. Yeah. My blog is www.ugandantourist.com.
Yeah, beautiful blog, very motivational.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jonathan, for being on my channel, and I wish you all the best, and I'm going to stalk you more online.
Please do, and invite all your friends as well, and please do subscribe to Lynett's channel. I'm very happy that she's one of those regular. We were debating about who is more regular here. I honestly feel she's more regular than I am. And I feel like we need a lot more tourism content creators. But maybe I should call them like creatives or storytellers that can tell our story here from a local man's perspective, if I could say. And it is important that people that are watching both in Uganda and around the world, including folks in the diaspora, that you support efforts of people like Lynett and myself, and just trying
local
as much
content
as possible
creators
to get the word about this beautiful destination out there. Sometimes out of our own budgets. It's not
most
easy.
times.
Most times. Yes.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you, Jonathan. So till next time. Bye.